Once the car was on the ground, we put the front part of the frame on, the subframe, and then we put wheels on, put the steering column on, and then we ended up dropping the transmission and engine in. That wasn't a terribly lengthy project, project in itself. The biggest pain was we didn't have the engine mounts where we could find them, I should say. We had 6-cylinder, and I think we had like a 400s, but we didn't have a 326 mount, so we ended up having to look throughout the shop for one, or the pair. We ended up finding them, and after that, it was pretty smooth sailing. Once we dropped the transmission and the engine in, we put the cross member in there, and then we ended up firing it up with my dad's friend, Tom. And he's definitely a gearhead from back in the day. Pontiacs are all he does. He drove hundreds of them, or maybe not hundreds, but they were his daily drivers. He bought and sold them, and he worked on them, and he loved them. He still does this to this day. He actually still drives a few of his old Pontiacs around. The engine was actually tuned in a performance shop out in Lancaster, New York, where it was bored over, I think, 3,000ths, and got a hotter cam intake, basic muscle tunes, but it was worked on up there. And then it was actually put in my dad's first 67, and that was actually well before he actually bought it. Once my dad bought my car, he took the 400 out of it, and then he put the 326 aside, and he actually rebuilt it before he put it aside, so I had less than 1,000 miles on it, and he let me use it until I have enough money to rebuild my own 400. For a smaller engine like that, or the same size block almost as any other Pontiac, but small bore and everything, it still gets up and moves pretty well. I mean, it is really torquey for something that small. It has a long stroke, and I don't know, Pontiacs are just different, but they're a very nice different. More torque than horsepower, but yeah, they get up and go. The engine started up fairly well. We were sort of worried that maybe there'd be a little bit rust inside the engine, but we really did doubt it. And then first cranked it over by hand, and then it didn't have a problem, so we ended up starting it with a battery and kind of baby bottle feeding it over the carb. But it started up relatively quick. It was only like a 2.5-hour ordeal at most.
You got home, man. I got mine. You got a throttle return spring?
I do.
Alright, maybe it ain't ready. Oh, she lives! We're almost there, we're almost there.
It's a little loud.
Oh.